James Cooley Show. It's Your Life can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
Yeah! Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah!
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley. And wow, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way today. It's something that we're going to talk about today. I think everybody needs to understand that we all have purpose. We all have purpose. And I believe that the purpose that we have is we already born with it. It's well within us, but we have to discover that purpose. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that with one of my great friends. I'm not going to give it away, Michelle. You gave me that look like I was getting ready to.
No, I didn't.
How you doing? How you doing today, Michelle?
I'm fine. Had a late night flight coming in, and you did too. I think we're both jet lagged, but you know what? We're excited about today's guest, and we're excited about the show today.
I'm excited about the show today. And so you was in New York, and I was in California. So we made it back here almost right around the same time. But I'm excited about this guest. And I tell you, whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the platform, whether it's E36 Television, Transfer TV, Apple TV, Roku, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and over 85 other platforms. Just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. If you listen to us on the radio, I tell you what, you can comment as well. So, Michelle, can you please do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely magnificent guest?
Oh, most definitely. So the title of today's show is called Living on Purpose. And we're having a conversation with former NFL player, John Earle. He's going to talk about what is your purpose and how do you define purpose, obstacles that may be in your way, and also staying humble. So John came to know Jesus, and this is very important. He came to know Jesus through a depressed and lonely time in his life. After he's broken his foot for the fourth time, the thoughts of ending his life were heavy on his heart and in his mind. From an all-conference to an all-American candidate on the football field to 14 months later breaking both his feet, He felt confused, depressed, and wanted to take his life. It was a conversation that John had with his dad in 91, and the words his dad shared with him: "Son, Jesus loves you and will never leave you nor forsake you, but you have to talk to him personally." That night, John realized his religious lifestyle was leaving him empty-handed, and he needed a more personal relationship with Jesus. He got down on his knees that night and simply surrendered his life into the hands that gave him life. He stayed healthy the next year, regaining his football prowess. And 1 year and 1 month after the thoughts of ending his life, he realized a dream come true. In 1992, he heard his name called at the annual NFL draft. He was drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals with the 282 pick of the draft that year, received a phone call from offensive line coach Jim McNally, informed him he'd just been selected as the next draft choice. But, John has, after football retirement, he's got so many things going on, so many, causes and things that are near and dear to his heart. Please welcome back to the show, Mr. John Earle.
How you doing? How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, brother. Hey, I just saw you today at the gym too.
Hey, John, if you can turn your phone sideways, it'll give you a full picture if you got it on a wide.
Okay, so let me do this up here.
Yes.
I'm trying to do that, but it's not.
No, it was there. It was there.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, just bring it down a little bit so your head won't be off. But it's now if you can, right there, that's fine.
Okay.
So man, this is what we're talking about today. Living your own purpose.
Yes, sir.
Can you first of all, can you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit more about you, where you grew up, what made you click, and why you are so involved in all the things that you're doing?
Amen, amen, amen. Well, first, let me just say it was funny when I saw you at the gym today because I was working out my son's his home. Now he's finished up his last year of eligibility. He's trying to get another year, but we'll talk about that here in a few minutes. But he was home working out with me, and so Mr. James comes walking over, and Stone was doing the set. And we were just talking real quick, and I said, "Oh, I know you get ready to go do, man. You get ready to go jump on the treadmill for about an hour and a half." And then Stone pipes in and goes, "Yeah," and they get in the sauna for about an hour and a half because that's his routine. And then I threw in there, with his grapefruit and oranges and limes or lemons, whatever.
Gotta have those. I gotta have those, John.
Oh man, you were a man. Hey, you were a man on purpose. You were definitely that. But just a little bit about myself, man. I just I grew up in Keyport, New Jersey. Man, born and raised in the great state, the Garden State of New Jersey, or some would say the concrete jungle. And just man, and just kind of got that Jersey bravado. That's always been a stigma of mine. I guess you walk around with life with a little chip on your shoulder, a little Jersey bravado. Took it to college when I played my college ball at Western Illinois University, and man, was an all-conference All-American player there. And then I ended up getting drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals and playing for the Chiefs, the Patriots, the Falcons, and the Rams. I guess my one of my dubious honors was I actually had an opportunity to snap the ball to Joe Montana, and then I led Marcus Allen into the end zone on Monday Night Football for his first touchdown as the Kansas City Chiefs against the Buffalo Bills at Arrowhead Stadium on Monday Night Football. So that was, I guess, another dubious honor. Just kind of kicked it around the league for 5 or 6, 7 years. My twin brother, Guy Earl, who's been on the show as well, he also played in the NFL, and he played on a couple different teams, the Houston Oilers and the Washington Redskins back in the day. And then we both also spent some time up in the Canadian Football League. As we always introduce ourselves, we always say 10 years combined in the National Football League, 7 different NFL football teams, a couple different leagues, the CFL as well, winning 3 championship rings. And now we've been doing prison ministry this is actually, we are starting our 19th year hitting the prisons full time. This Friday, January 16th, will be our first time out this 2026 in the Smith unit down in La Mesa, Texas.
So you mentioned Guy. To me, both of you, you guys are identical twins.
Yes, identical twins. Twin brothers.
Everything. And you guys played together on a couple of teams together.
Yes, up in Canada. Yes, we were together for a little bit in junior college, And then we also spent some time together up in the CFL, the Canadian Football League, for a couple of years. And then, of course, our teams played against each other when we were in the NFL and stuff like that. But yeah, that was probably one of the funnest football experiences I had, was playing on the offensive line with my twin brother.
Oh, absolutely. So John, can you tell our viewers and listeners why you chose this topic to talk about today?
Well, because I think, it's something that I share with the inmates quite often, is when I'm in prisons and we're sharing and we talk about like living a life on purpose. When you live a life on purpose, man, it just allows you to hit the ground running every single day. Can you imagine if you wake up and you don't feel like you kind of feel empty-handed? You're like, man, what am I going to do today? Am I going to a job that I really don't like? Am I just going to go throughout the day doing something that I really don't like? It doesn't excite me. It just kind of just keeps me in the doldrums and stuff. And so when I'm in prisons, I tell the prisoners, man, when you have a purpose and God has you on purpose, especially when you're an inmate, it allows the years to turn into months, the months to turn into weeks, the weeks to turn into days, the days that turn into hours, and the hours turn into minutes, and the minutes turn into seconds. You're not going to get one more second. God's not going to take one more second off your allotted time that you are serving in the penal system. But when you're serving in the penal system and you're serving your sentence and you're in, you're doing prison, whether it's 15, 20, 25, maybe 30 years to life, you can be a person of purpose. And when you are on purpose, you are doing the Lord's will. And that, my friend, will give you passion and desire and excitement to live out your days according to how God will want you to live out those days.
Wow. So Michelle had mentioned in the bio about you experiencing some challenges and almost thought about taking your life. What changed that around? I know your dad talked to you, and
I mean, it was good. My whole focus was was on football, and a lot of us, man, when we have dreams and goals and maybe aspirations, and we want to do stuff, whether it's being in business, whether it's a school, whether it's grades, for like young people, whatever it may be, man, we all have aspirations to do something. And when things are blocking that aspiration or things are hindering you from achieving a goal or seeing a dream come true, especially when they are world driven, it really can wear and weigh you down, wear you out. And man, and that was me. In 1991, prior to that, I was a highly touted football player, and I was being highly ranked and touted as an NFL prospect. And to even get to that point in my career was definitely an accomplishment. To be recognized as a potential draft choice and to be recognized as a potential NFL prospect. And so you work so hard to get there, and all the hot, sweaty workouts and days, and just to put yourself on that platform, and then to be have that taken away because of an injury. And you can overcome an injury once or twice, but man, when it happens 4 times back to back, like I said, in about 14 months, I kept on breaking my right foot and my left foot. Man, it really could mess with your mind, mess with your heart, and just begin to be thinking like, man, why am I even here? I came to college to be a football player. Now I know getting educated is probably the best thing you can do for yourself, without a shadow of a doubt.
Hey, hold that thought. We got to take a station break.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, if you want to be part of this great conversation I'm having with John Earle, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you're watching us on, ask any question that you might have. I promise you we'll get you some answers. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly.
Amen.
Oh, it's your life with Dr. James J.C. Cooley. That's right. It's Dr. James J.C. Cooley. It's your life show. Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley.
Really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do.
One, two. It's your life with Dr. J.C. Cooley. Yeah. All right. Your life with Dr. J.C. Cooley.
Oh, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life. And I tell you, just the first segment, as you already know, getting an opportunity to get a chance to know the person and some of the things that they experienced to get them to where they are today. And just like I said, we all have challenges, but we all have purpose already built into us at birth. God already knows what purpose that He has for us. However, I still believe that everyone must discover that purpose within them.
Yes.
If you don't dig deep inside and discover that, you're never going to be able to fulfill the purpose that God has planned for you. With that being said, hey, John, how do you define your life purpose at this stage of your life?
And that's pretty simple, man. It's the things that excite you the most. Like, when you get up there in age, I'm 57 years old. So like, there's things that really excite you, like spending time with my grandkids. That really excites me. Watching my sons Stone play football the last few years in college, man, really excites me. So there's certain things that really get you going that that you don't want to miss out on. And for me right now, as a professional on the professional level, it's preaching in prisons. When I say what defines your purpose is that there ain't nothing. They always say there ain't nothing that's going to stop me from fulfilling what I have to do that day. If I'm scheduled to be in a prison, there's nothing outside life and death. There's nothing that's going to keep me from being in that prison and like driving 6 hours, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, driving 6 hours to a prison unit like I will do the next few weekends. Spend 6 or 7 hours in that prison preaching the gospel. When you're in the prison unit and you're faced with many obstacles, do you ducktail and run? Do you back out and be like, maybe it's not meant to be? Or do you find ways to see it through? So when I say start, defining your purpose is like you are willing to do this no matter what. It's the one thing that really excites you. It's the one thing that's it's your mojo. It's how you flow in the game of life. I'm an R&B type of brother from Jersey, and so I kind of like that little smooth R&B type of flow. And so doing prison ministry is something that just excites me. It allows me to stay within my flow, stays within my rhythm, and I don't let nothing keep me from doing what God has called me to do.
Wow. So let me put it like this: if money and fear was not a factor, how
would you still do it?
How would you live differently if you would live differently?
Yeah, like you always hear that question. Like, let's say you're for a job and someone comes at you and they said, if money's not the object, if the money or the fear of failure or whatever is not the object, what would you do? And so that's what I always said about, like, in the prisons, when Guy and I started this ministry like 19 years ago, just this part, like, I had just come off the road from speaking in schools. I've spoken in every state but Alaska. I would average about 200 public schools a year. My brother and I, man, would do different ministries and organizations. And I did that, right? Like, I stepped off the football field and did it. And I can tell you how I started speaking in schools was, man, I heard God speak to my heart, man. It wasn't like Moses, in front of the burning bush or anything. That it was just God spoke to my heart and says, hey, man, Big John, man, I want you going to the schools, talking to these young folk about me. And so I did that in a ministry called Sports World for like 12 years. And then after I left that, me and Guy came together, and it's been 19 years. We've been going in, doing football chapels, doing different various youth events. But out of the last 19 years, probably the last 11 to 12 years have been strictly in the prisons every weekend. And if everything is the same, what would you be doing? And I would say, I would be speaking in the prisons. Like, so that's how you defined your purpose. If there was no, like, you're going to make more money over here, or it's going to be another better opportunity for you over there. If everything was equal, where would your feet take you? And my feet have taken me to the prisons.
So I haven't asked you and Guy this before, but you guys started this 18 years ago.
Yep.
When did you both know that this is what God wanted you all to do? Was it just you were chatting, or your father, or whatever? You know that this is my purpose. I have found it, and having an identical twin,
yeah,
and get the same purpose.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Yes. Okay. So I think it was basically kind of modeled in front of us by our daddy. Man, our dad was he was a Marine vet. He served 2 tours in Vietnam. And my dad, man, he wasn't a rich man or anything like that. Wasn't an entrepreneur. When he came back home from Vietnam, man, my dad was basically a laborer. He worked in factories and whatnot. And then many years after that, he started his own business. Basically, he was a painter. He was, when I mean business, he was a one-man business. And so my dad would paint, whether it's apartment complexes or houses or buildings, whatever. So that was the way he made a living. So I saw this hard work in him. But my dad always helped out those who were less fortunate. Man, my dad was always bringing people into the house to, invite them over for dinner. My dad was always giving his last dollar to folks on the street that had nothing. And so, man, he always reached out to the least of these. And so I saw my dad model this of being an individual who cared for others. And so, man, I kind of think that was birthed in me and Guy, just watching our dad, that kind of began to resonate on our hearts and our lives. And so we wanted to do the same, man. We wanted to help those who were maybe less fortunate, help those who were down and out, help those who had made some terrible decisions. My dad, for a time, he worked in a boys' home. Boys anywhere between 14 and 18, and made some horrible decisions and maybe kicked out of school or in trouble with the law. And my dad had a boys' home in Kansas, and he ran that for like many years. And so it was, again, just helping out those in need. And so just watching my dad do that birthed something in Guy and I, and so that started to resonate on our hearts. And so when we started our ministry, we'd reach out. We do the FCAs and the high schools and the football chapels, but it was when we started going into the prison and really making a difference and being around the guys and just and encouraging their hearts. It just was something that just exploded, and we haven't stopped in the last 19 years, bro.
Wow. So a lot of people won't find out their purpose because they are trying to live somebody else's a purpose, which
yes,
I believe, I'm a true believer that God talked to you, he let you know, or give you guidance on what your purpose might be, and you have to be anointed by him for that purpose.
Oh, that's a good word, bro.
So who benefits the most when you live intentionally, as finding out who you are, and just live intentionally like that every day?
Man, that's a good question. I think it's often been said this, and many times people who are missionaries and they go to another country, and they serve God, helping out people, whether it's like bringing food or Bibles or just doing whatever. Like when we take those mission trips, and often it has been said that they go there thinking they're gonna bless somebody, but they leave being blessed. And so I really believe, man, when the same thing when we gotta go into the prisons, man, we often thinking we're gonna bless a heart and encourage somebody, and we know that our the way we talk, the way we visit, the way we act, the way we rub shoulders, the way we get physical with it, man. Like we know we're gonna bless somebody in front of us, but I often leave the place, I often leave the facility, the prison unit, being more blessed by being around the individuals who come up to you and they're so hardened, but they look up to you. They look in your eyes and they say, "Man, Big John, you touched my heart today, man. You made me think twice today. You made me think a different thought process, man." And so Guy and I, we've often said, man, driving back home, that it was a blessing just to be in that unit all day for 7 hours. And because some of the stories that we hear blesses our hearts. And so, man, I think one of those things, I feel like I've been blessed more than I blessed people,
Yeah, I tell you're right, because when first time I visited Africa,
Yep.
and I'm not knowing truly how they live there in most countries, and man, my heart was crushed, man, because most of the countries over there, they survive on $60 US a month. That's it.
Woo.
And absolutely fantastic folks. They want to live. They want to find their purpose. They're looking for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And, but in any place, anything you're doing, it have to be intentional. Otherwise, it just it's phony. So your purpose, and I encourage anybody out there.
Yeah,
just
and
God for your
yes,
purpose.
Whether you're faking the funk, you can. Hey, for the folks that are listening, phony. But as us street rat, I always say us street rats, hood rats, man. We say, man, stop faking the funk. You can't fake the funk when you in prison. I mean, it's as real as it gets. Like, there ain't pulling the wool over somebody's eyes, ain't trying to be somebody special. Guy and I, we talk about more of our hardships and the disappointments in life that get us down, and how our hearts easily could have been astray. Like, in the intro, your beautiful wife was talking about how at one point, man, I was suicidal. I was like, I was ready to take my own life because life wasn't working out for me. It's surely not working out for those guys that I'm in front of speaking to. They're doing life. They're doing 10 to 15, 20 years. Mr. James, Dr. James, I hear some of the saddest things, like when a brother comes up to me and says he's doing life and no one comes and sees him and he feels alone, and man, he don't know, he doesn't even know what the next day would look like. It's like, it's definitely some sad stories up in there. And so I can tell you, man, you don't fake the funk when you're up in the prisons, man.
You can't fake the funk. Can you hold that thought? We got to take a station break.
Yep, I got you, bro.
We got a lot more John Earle coming your way. If you want to be part of this conversation, whichever platform that you're watching us on, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Listen to this real closely. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence.
In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you're created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy is you. But you got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. Oh yeah. It's the 4 C's.
The future is here. Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are, grow in faith, and build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
Y'all, I'm excited. I got my brothers here. Listen, we work out together. We in the gym every day at Lifetime Fitness and Alliance. Give us a discount because we just gave y'all a shameless plug. But every day we are in the gym, and these are my brothers who I talk about the word of God with while we're working out, and they came through to the station to be a blessing, to come help serve and help do the work in the community, because I know we believe here it only works when we do it together. So I'm so grateful that y'all here, man. I'm so grateful that you came through. Dr. JC, Carlos, and Lo's son here one more time. Jamal. I just met Jamal, but Jamal already knew him. He's my little brother. And I thank God for them coming through and just being a blessing, man. Y'all want to say something to the people real quick?
Well, you know, I tell you what, it's always a blessing to come together and, you know, you bring a group of folks together. I mean, it's church every day.
That's right.
And when you believe in giving, the gift of giving, and you believe in love and compassion, that's what the world is all about.
That's right.
God is blessing all of these great folks that are here.
That's right.
And I tell you what, God is going to bless you as well. So I'm going to wish each and every last one of you Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays.
That's right. Merry Christmas, y'all, here at the station. It only works when we do it together.
That's right. Are y'all ready? It's Dr. James JC Cooley. It's your life. That's right. Dr. James JC Cooley.
Welcome back to the James Cooley Show.
Michelle.
And you know, we're here with my buddy John Earle, and we're talking about living on purpose. Living on purpose. And as I have mentioned many times before, that we have to find out our purpose, and we have to live on that purpose in order to, I believe, John, in order to feel our needs as God want us to do, not our wants, our needs. And when you're living on purpose, intentionally, that need you would feel, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I just feel like I'm giving. It's not taking money, all that stuff. I tell you, I used to believe that was the way of the world. And that's all I wanted to do was make as much money as I could. come to a point where you're not living on purpose because you're living to sustain that want.
Ooh, that's a good word.
Yeah. So can you explain to our audience what is your definition of living on purpose and being intentionally in everything that you do, and how has that helped you grow over the last few years?
For me, when I think about the definition of living on purpose, is what's the one thing that you can do and not worry about the paycheck, not worrying about your wants. Now, the Lord will meet your needs. We know that He'll provide, and I'm so thankful because me and my brother, we're a 501c3 ministry. So we live like the prisons don't pay us to come in there and speak to the inmates. I can promise you that. So they don't give you one dime. It takes money to drive down there. It takes money for us to spend in a hotel and to get a little grub afterwards and whatnot. And I mean, it takes money to pay your bills. The electric bill and the car note and the mortgage. They're not going to be like, oh man, that's great. You go speak in the prisons for free and everything like that. But your house ain't free, your car ain't free, and the electric that you're using ain't free. So when you're talking about purpose, yes, God will meet your needs, and you got to rely on God to meet those needs for you, and people that will support the ministry and whatnot. But man, purpose is not defined by fame. Purpose ain't defined by accolades. Purpose ain't defined by how much money is this job going to pay me. Like none of those things. The things that the people that chase things in the world, but profits a man if he gains the world but loses his soul. A lot of young folk, I always say this about what's your purpose. They will love football in high school because they're the big men on campus. They're getting all the pats on the back, and the cheerleaders are loving them from the stands on Friday nights. But when they go to college, that purpose sometimes changes a little bit when they're getting yelled at by the coaches. Ain't no one cheering for them, and ain't no one recognizing them, and they've lost a little shine. And I see a lot of young folk who will definitely walk away from a game that they said they loved because they ain't getting the same shine that they got in high school. Well, I guess football wasn't your purpose, because for me, football was a purpose and I can say this: I would have played football in Alaska for free if it meant keeping my dream alive, going to the NFL. There's nothing gonna stop you when I say define your purpose, there ain't nothing gonna stop you from doing what you feel called to do. And like I said, I don't let nothing stop me from making sure that I'm in a prison and I'm in a jail cell and I'm in the pod and I'm sharing Jesus. Only Jesus is gonna shut it down. I'm not gonna let man shut it down.
I like that. So, John, what do you think what internal obstacles, let's say like fear, doubt, comfort, pride, most often block people from living their purpose? Because sometimes people have fears because it's out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
And they're used to comfort. So, how do people handle that? And what's a recommendation of how to handle that, especially you've been through that?
Well, the life of Jesus, foxes have their holes and birds have their nests, but the Son of Man did not have a place to lay his head down. It says in Matthew, the cost of being a disciple, a follower of Jesus Christ. We got to get away from the hey, everything is going to be fine. Everything is going to be hunky dory. The life that we all aspire. Yes, man, we all want our bills paid for. We all like to have a warm house in the wintertime and a cold house in the summertime. Man, we like to take those vacations and whatnot. But that's not what Jesus subscribes with, man. Jesus said, man, they're going to hate you because they hated me first. And so Jesus said, blessed are those who suffer. Now, I'm looking at you right now and say, I don't want to suffer. I mean, I don't want to go through any suffering and stuff like that. But you're a person who can overcome your fears by simply saying this, man. God did not give me the spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline, self-control. And so one of the things that I always tell people that when you're trying to live a life on purpose and maybe there's something, hindering you, maybe there's a fear, you're afraid of something, get comfortable with being uncomfortable when you are serving God. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so there are things that we as a person have to overcome. So you both know about my heart attack last December 31st, 2024. Major heart attack, 100% blockage. I was told I was 99% dead. That day on that Tuesday, I was supposed to do leg day, squat day. When you're 57 years old, not too many people like to squat. A lot of people say knees, hips, back, whatever. And squatting is a very, very, very hard exercise. It's the hardest exercise in the gym because it incorporates your butt, your tail, your hips, your quads, your hams, your back, your shoulder. It's the one exercise that incorporates every major body part of your body. It's a full the full body squat. So man, it kicks your tail. Well, the doctor said if I would have squatted that day, I would have been dead. He said your heart would have exploded because of the exertion that it takes to do a full body squat. And so, man, when he said that, I was afraid to squat for a whole year, Michelle, a whole year. And I would do the leg press and I would do the leg machines because even though I would put on a lot of weight there, but it wasn't really exertion like the squat was. Well, I posted a video on my Facebook back in December. Actually, it was the December 30th because it was a Tuesday. It was leg day. December 31st would have been that Wednesday. So on December 30th, a Tuesday, basically a year later, I decided to get back under the squat rack. It was uncomfortable. I was scared, but I put the same weight on that I always do, and I did my sets that I was supposed to do. And I can tell you, man, when I overcame that fear, I felt the power that I can go accomplish anything. So when when you overcome little fears, it could be the fear of speaking in public. Mm-hmm. It could be any type of fear. When you overcome a fear in Christ, man, it just empowers you. I feel like King Kong. Like I can walk into anything. And when I walk into a cell, I take that overcoming fears, and I'm gonna dominate this sandbox. I'm in the sandbox for the next 35, 40 minutes. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I'm gonna look you in the eyes and tell you that you need Jesus. If you don't, you're going to hell. And I'm gonna do what I have to do because God has called me there. And I don't allow fear to be an obstacle. I don't allow men who cuss me out and tell me to shut up, but they use an explicit word there in between there. I don't allow sometimes prison guards will act real funky because that's what they do. They're they got a lot of anger and bitterness on their hearts, and I don't allow people to keep me because I always say this, man, greater is he who lives in me than he who lives in this world. And so I'm just going to go do what God has called me. So I'm not going to allow people and I'm not going to allow situations to keep me from living my life on purpose.
Wow. We have a couple of minutes before a break. Yes. So sometimes people let their past failures or setbacks or even mistakes
good word
shape their clarity or commitment to their purpose. Let's say they think about how they used to be, how they used to act, and it's like they can't let go of their former self. How can that be a hindrance to your commitment to your purpose?
Man, because so the word of God, number one, the Apostle Paul says, man, I forget what lies behind me. Yeah, tell me an inmate doesn't want to forget his past life. Or how about 2 Corinthians chapter 10? He said, 1 Corinthians chapter 10, he says, take every negative thought captive. Or when he says, man, set your mind on things above, not on things on this earth, man. So, I just allow the word of God to keep me sharp, to keep me on purpose. And whenever I'm having like a negative thought, or whenever I'm going through thinking about a negative or something, I don't let my past kick my tail. And that's the one thing, the message that we like to give these prisoners, man. We always talk about that, about forgetting what lies behind. I always say this, man, when I'm sharing with the inmates or to the inmates, I say, God's front windshield is bigger than the devil's rear view mirror.
Wow. That was deep right there. Well, we got to take a station break, but I tell you, we got a lot more of John Earle when we get back from this break. So I tell you what, if you want to be part of it, just go to the platform, the comments on the platform that you are watching us on, ask any questions that you might have. And John Earle and myself, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
All right. Everybody. Are y'all ready? Dr. JC Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. JC Cooley. Yeah.
How everybody doing? I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, you know, the founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, the host of the It's Your Life International Worldwide, talking about how things are in life. Things can be easy if you're a believer. If you're a believer, and if you believe in yourself, most importantly, have confidence in yourself. You can do anything that you set your mind to because it's already implanted in you. One other thing I want to talk about is the J.C. Cooley Foundation. The foundation is built to give our youth and our young adults the foundation and abilities to grow, expand, and be our future leaders of tomorrow. Because you are our future leaders of tomorrow. We are going to bless at least 8 to 12 of these future leaders of tomorrow through the J.C. Cooley Scholarship Foundation. And the criteria is, first of all, you got to be involved in the community. Second of all, you have to be a future leader. You have to feel it in yourself. Thirdly, you got to want to exceed and excel. So more information will be coming out on how you can apply for these scholarships, and more information will be coming out on how I will be connecting with a lot of the schools and the churches to talk about you, our future leaders of tomorrow. My motto is always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. I tell you what, hang. Welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's Your Life, and my great friend John Earle is sharing a whole lot of things that relate to purpose and just living on purpose. You know, not through others, but living on purpose through you. I believe that that's so important that we discover that within us, so that we can understand how that is, you know. So first of all, before we even start this, I want to say you saw the commercials on Africa. Yes, I am you know, one of the kings of the Gona Kasuan kingdom in West Africa, and so I will be heading back there for my complete installment in February. And my beautiful wife would be heading back there with me because she would be crowned Queen Mother of the kingdom. And so it's a big deal. And I encourage everybody. I will send the link out. You guys can watch it. It's going to be televised if you want to watch the ceremony. But I will have a link coming out to you all. You know, so I want to get back to living on purpose. Michelle, you got it.
Thank you, James. So, John.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, thank you for taking the time to come on the show today and talk about this subject. We can talk about it for forever.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, what beliefs did you have to do to let go of in order to move forward intentionally with your purpose? Or in general, what beliefs, how hard is it for people to let go certain beliefs in order for them to achieve their purpose?
Well, man, there's a verse found in Luke chapter 9, verse 23. Jesus himself says, if anyone is to follow me, he first must deny himself, pick up his cross, and follow me daily. And so that word deny yourself, that's big, because a lot of times we get ourselves in trouble because we don't deny ourselves. Man, we allow the flesh and we allow things of this world to kind of like lead us astray, and we like to answer that flesh. And so, like, if you're going to be a person of purpose, man, a person living on purpose, you have to deny yourself. It's not about you. Like, you have to realize that what you're about to do, the journey you're about to go on, wherever God may take you, like, this is not about you. And that's like the one thing that keeps my brother and I on point all these years later. And maybe that's why we have really good success, going into the prisons and reaching the inmates and talking with the inmates, and because we know it's not about us, there's a bigger cause, and that's to make a difference in an inmate's life. And so, man, that would probably be the number one thing. If you're ever going to live a life on purpose, or even try to find what is my purpose in life, it can't be about you. It has to be about it has to be about biggerness. Like I always say to the inmates, man, if you're going to be a person that's going to make it through your sentence, or do something worthwhile in life, then it's not about you.
Wow. So, John, how hard is it to deal with what you do? You talk about the prison, when you minister in the prisons, where you have inmates who are there for life.
Yes.
And the realization of that, never getting out of the physical prison, how hard is it to minister to them and also to remind them that they still have purpose?
Yeah, that's a tough one, because it's easy to motivate someone or to inspire someone, maybe when they're getting out in a few months or a few years, and we talk about, like, what's going to be different when you get on the outside again. But try living to talking with someone who is, like, maybe got 15 years left in a sentence, or they're they're on death row, and they're looking at meeting their maker here when all their appeals are gone through the process. So how do you really visit with someone and share with someone, maybe when they have a death sentence, and their death sentence.
John, I think you froze.
Negativity in their life, and I said simply, man, it's definitely it's living in truth. Like, when you talk to an inmate, man, it's just about being truthful. Like I know your life sucks right now, and I know being behind bars for 45 years, and you're in a life sentence, probably sucks right now. But I can tell you this: God himself, if you have a relationship with God, and I'm not talking about one of those gimme, my name is Jimmy type of prayers. I'm talking about you really seek God and his purpose for your life. I can promise you this, that again, he'll make your years seem like days in prison. Doesn't mean he's going to shorten your sentence, but because you're a person of purpose, and that purpose is Christ-filled, Christ-centered, loving on others, I promise you, your years will feel like days. But then here's the caveat about that. When you talk about people struggling with something like that, if you just tell them the truth. Like, how many times have you, when someone comes to you and they've lost a loved one, and maybe you've lost a loved one, and you tell them, like, man, I know what you're feeling right now. We all say that, I know what you're feeling right now. No, because every situation, every death is different. You might go up to someone and says, I know what you're feeling, with a woman who lost her husband, and you might say, oh, I know what you're feeling. And like, no, you don't, because like that man that died, maybe he was an abusive man for 30 years. And maybe
we're down to the last minute of the show, but that's so important of a point that you just made.
Yes.
Because you don't know how a person feels. You probably can assume
yes
how they might be feeling, but knowing that, hey, John, I gotta invite you back on the show again, real quickly. 30 seconds on the low. How can people bless your ministry?
Well, they can go to thinktwiceministries.org, and there's all the information there. You can look it up. There's a donate page and everything there. Thinktwiceministries.org. You'll see a little video clip of Guy and I doing our thing in the prisons. you'll see some, other little stuff in there. But yeah, it's just it's real simple. ThinkTwiceMinistries.org.
Next time I have you and Guy on, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we do that the video and whatever to really so people can really see what you all are doing.
Oh, I
So,
love it, bro.
My great friend, I would love to have you back on again. If
Oh,
you have
yes.
time. So thank you so much.
Hey, we got to do something where we get you in prisons with me, bro.
Hey, I told you I'm looking forward to it.
Man.
Let's work that out. I would love to come down there and speak, or however
Oh,
you
bro,
want.
I'll look for there's some units around here that I've done before and get you in there, man. I tell you what, you would be a hit in prisons, bro. You would be a major hit.
I would love to do that. I tell you.
Oh man, if you were, you can wear your crown and whatnot, your king. Oh my gosh, bro, that would be tight.
I can start wearing it when I get back in February.
Yes, I know. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it, bro.
Yeah, I tell you what. Hey, thank you so much, John.
Much love to you, my friend.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Michelle.
I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and listeners for tuning into the James Cooley Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also on the radio, Case Guy, AM 660, The Answer, every Sunday at 6 p.m. in Dallas, and KCBQ, FM 96.1, AM 1170, The Answer out of San Diego, and on Spotify and all other platforms. Always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.
God bless you.